So my rage plummeted me into a lifestyle of sin, a lifestyle of chaos. Like I say, I go to jail when I'm 12 years old. I get out, I stay out for a couple months. I go back to jail when I'm 13. I get out, I stay out a couple months. I go back to jail again when I'm 14. I get out, and there's this routine. And every year, I get locked up. The first time, 30 days. Second time, 90 days. Third time, 6 months. Fourth time, a year and a half. Until finally, I commit armed robbery. I get locked up for armed robbery, first-degree burglary, grand larceny, and home invasion. Here I am, 16 years old, sitting in the Columbia Detention Center, awaiting trial, and some investigators, they come down and they say, Jeremy, we're gonna give you 60 years in prison. And I had been hearing how don't take the first 2 or 3 pleas because they're gonna give you high time if you do. And so I was like, oh, I'm not taking 60 years. You're crazy. I didn't do, all of this. And so they come back the second time. They tell me, Jeremy, we're gonna give you 40 years. And I'm thinking, like, there's no way. You can't give me 40 years. Like, I robbed a drug dealer. And my dad, I remember him coming to visit me, and I was like, Daddy, they're trying to tell me they're gonna give me 40 years in prison, Daddy. Like, we gotta do something. Like, you gotta help me, And so my daddy goes and gets this loan for 10 grand, and he gets this lawyer. The lawyer comes in, and he begins to, ask me, son, tell me how the story went down. And all my life, I've been in and out of jail, so I know, like, after the first time, the police came to me and they say, hey, if you tell us where the stuff is, then we won't take you to jail. I was tricked, right? I told them where the stuff was. I told them what happened because I thought I was going to get out of jail, and boom, they take me to jail anyway. So after the first time, it was a wrap. So here, I haven't told any police officer what has happened. They're just making their investigation as time goes on. And now here I am sitting in front of the lawyer, and I tell him the real story. So the story the investigators got was that this young thug comes in, hold this couple, this good, hard-working American couple at gunpoint, takes $5,000 and some diamond earrings that cost $1,500. Takes them from one room to another, makes them get in the safe and give them all the stuff. But this was totally a lie, totally not the right story. Like, this guy was a drug dealer. The girl who helped me, who supposedly was his girlfriend, she's the one who helped me. She went in to have sex with this guy, and while she's having sex with this guy, she lets me know, hey, you can come in. We're about to, do it or whatever. And so I come in, and catch a guy with his pants down, so to speak. And and it all went from there, right? But here she is writing a statement on me with this guy as if she's not a part of it, as if she's not an accessory. And here I am getting charged, people was talking about giving me 40 years in prison. And so I tell the lawyer the whole story, and he's like, whoa, we're really gonna beat this case. And so I have this hope, right? I'm like, okay. And so they never found a force of entry. They never found a firearm. They never could prove. It was just hearsay that I made them go from one room to another. Because little did I know, to make a person go from one room to another meant kidnapping if you did it against their will. And so now all you have is my fingerprints on site, inside the house, on the safe, and so on. And so now you can tie me to the case, but you can't necessarily trial me and prove that I did exactly what you said. And so being 16 years old, they held me till I was 17, charged me as an adult. So the day I turned 17, they take me to the county jail on my birthday, and I await trial. I go to trial. I plead out to a 10-year sentence that got suspended to 5 years in prison and 5 years on probation. They rated it as a drug deal gone bad, and they dropped a lot of my charges. They dropped the armed robbery. They dropped the kidnapping charge, and now they just got me for first-degree burglary and grand larceny. Now's the time to go down the road. I wake up one morning and they call my name. They say, Jeremy, It's time to go to Perry Correctional Facility. And so we get on what we call the Grey Goose. And I'm just a boy. But I'm about to learn what it really means to be a man, what it really means to take care of yourself, what it really means to be alone and fend for your own self. The first stop is Perry Correctional, level 3 yard. You go there and you sit there and wait. You get a shower, you get your head shaved, you wait for a bag lunch. You change into a jumpsuit, a white jumpsuit, and then the Grey Goose comes, picks you up, and takes you to Columbia, Kirkland Correctional Institute. You go in, another shower, a change of clothes, and then into your cell. I stay there for 30 days while being evaluated. They evaluate each person to see what level of crime, what level of time, and whether this person is gang affiliated or not. And then they use that information to send a person to their particular yard that they're going to do the rest of their time at. In this cell, it is a 10 by 10 cell with 3 bunk beds in it and a toilet. I spent 35 days in this room with 2 other men. I only came out for meals, and there was no talking whatsoever. And once you got into the cafeteria, you would sit down, you would eat your food. They gave you 5 minutes to eat your food. If you took a spoonful of food after you got up from the table, when they said stop eating, you stopped eating. If you didn't stop eating, you didn't see the next meal. I had entered into total chaos.